Welcome to Catch a Buzz with Brandon. Let's talk about some things right now. Things have been a little heated lately, and I can't help it. It is what it is. Recently, we had another, let's just call it mass shooting, because that's what it was, in Cleveland, Texas, which is just outside of Houston. 5 people were killed. They were executed. They weren't just killed, they were executed by their neighbor. One of them was, I believe, an 8-year-old. The 2 survivors only survived because their mothers shielded them from the bullets, as no doubt this crazed man was going to kill them. Why? Well, he was shooting guns in his yard late. And the neighbors went over and said, "Hey, could you stop that? We're trying to get our baby to bed. Could you maybe hold off on doing that?" Apparently, the guy was drunk, didn't like what they had to say, walked into their house with an AR-15 and executed the family. And then took off. And it's been missing since Friday. Today is Tuesday. If that's not worse, if that's not bad, let's just add icing to this already undercooked, awful cake. Governor Abbott tweets, "I'm going to add a $50,000 reward for any information leading to this arrest, as he is a top 10 fugitive. He is an illegal immigrant who killed 5 illegal immigrants." That was the tweet. The reality is that's not true. It's not. It's not true at all. It looks like my light's going out. One of those victims were legal. But the reality is, doesn't matter. Because see, Greg Abbott, you're a fraud. You're a joke. You are paid by the NRA. You are paid by the old Q-tips of the old Texas good old boy way. You think you are better than everybody else. You're so hell-bent on making things difficult and opposite of what anything in Washington is doing, that you sat there and you turned your back on the people. You turned your back on the people in Uvalde. You turned your back on the people of Texas. And you turned your back on the family. As they were trying to bury their deceased, you had to sit there and say, illegal immigrants. Why? Because that's your political game. Your political game is, I'm going to get this point across as this wouldn't have happened if they were legal. Well, here's something for you, Mr. Governor. How did an illegal immigrant get an AR-15? You have said that the background checks and that everything's correct. It's right. It's mental illness that's causing the problem, not illegal guns, not guns. Well, here's a question for you. If he was an illegal immigrant, and this is the point that you want to make, he should not have been able to get an AR-15. But he did. Why? Because they're readily accessible like Coca-Cola. Because he walked down the street and got it. But guns aren't the problem, right? Funny, because if he didn't have that gun, maybe he wouldn't have shot those people. Clearly, he's crazy. But it doesn't matter if he's legal or illegal. They are in your state. And you sat here and you disrespected those victims so you could play your political game. So you and Cruz and your criminal Paxton could sit there in Austin and act like that Texas is all holier than thou. Well, let me tell you something. Texas is not holier than thou. Texas is a dumpster fire. And it may have a good economy. And it may have this and that and the other thing. And people that live here should be proud of where they live. But don't think for 1 second that you're untouchable. Austin is a dumpster fire. You may have a serial killer in Austin. Your major cities are a problem. Texas is last in the country when it comes to child health care. You have cut mental health by over $9 million. Dallas is up in homicides. Please tell me how you're doing your job when you sit there and you slander the deceased, one of which is 8 years old. Let me tell you something, Governor Abbott. You're a disgrace to Texas. You're a disgrace to the governorship. And you will do nothing but line your pockets off the blood of the innocents. Your time's coming. We will get rid of you. We will vote you out. You are losing your hold on Texas. And no, Beto's not the answer. Oh, no. It's got to be somebody better than both of you. But we're watching. And all these people that you have screwed over, they're going to vote you out, my friend. Your time has come. You can sit there and be happy that you won the election, but you know how this works, right? We're kind of done with you.